Exploring Fan Culture, James Davies and Harrison Hall. This video will focus in on fan culture, including what fan culture is fundamentally and why people assign themselves to certain fandoms, the power that fans of a certain topic have in society and whether or not this is toxic to the fan base on the whole, what activities are considered to be part of the fandom lifestyle and how these activities have changed over time, and the impact of spreadable media has on fandoms. Fandoms are defined by Merriam-Webster as a group of people who share a similar interest in a particular media. This could be anything from films and television to comic books. Any fictional piece of media is almost guaranteed to have some sort of fandom. The most prominent fandoms come from the series of some films and books, such as Harry Potter, Game of Thrones and Star Wars. They are often interested in minor details of their fandoms and spend a significant amount of time involved with their interest, often on social networks. This is what separates true fans and fans with only casual interests. To understand why people assign themselves to this group of fans, we can take a look at Tajfel's social identity theory from 1979. Tajfel proposed that the groups from, for example, social class, family or a football team, which people belong to, were an important source of pride and self-esteem. Groups give us a sense of social identity, a sense of belonging to a social world. He suggests that in order to raise our own self-esteem and value, we will find other people who share characteristics with us to enhance our own worldview. This creates segregation and division in the world, as Tajfel describes. We sort the population of the world into an in-group, the group that the individual belongs to, and an out-group, the group or lack of group that the others belong to. The first recorded case of what could be defined as a fandom in the modern sense of the word would be the Sherlock Holmes fandom, which dates back as early as 1893. Fans would congregate in public places and dressed in black to mourn the fictional death of Sherlock Holmes. This would be the first recorded time that a group of people with a shared interest in a piece of fictional media, such as a novel, would congregate together to discuss the piece of media in question. Fans of the series even went so far to write to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in disgust for his decision to kill Sherlock. Some Americans, equally disappointed with Sherlock's death, started clubs in the name of keeping Sherlock alive. Of course, this would be quite common in 2018, as the internet has allowed people to share their opinions on issues publicly and broadcast to others with similar interests. Fandoms are important to those who belong to it, as they dedicate their lives to the original text. From the clothes that they wear to the decoration in their homes, every decision they make revolves around the fan base they are part of, so it is understandable that they hold their fan base so close to their heart. One of the biggest fandoms of today is that of the Harry Potter universe. Countless conventions are held across the globe for dedicated fans to dress up and roleplay as their favourite characters and purchase Harry Potter related merchandise. There is even a castle in Poland dedicated to LARPing, or live action role-playing, in a real-life parallel of the Hogwarts castle from the books and films. Fans definitely do have power in their own fandoms. Looking at social media, Twitter is a platform dedicated to fans being able to contact their celebrity heroes. This can be used to praise the people behind their favourite films, but to also hurl abuse when something happens they did not expect or enjoy. This comes from the idea that fans have ownership over somebody else's creation and adopt it as their own. If fans bulk together and demand something from the creators as a group and persist for long enough, they are more than likely to receive what they want. They can harass creators and start petitions till they persuade the creators to give in and give them what they want to see. Now that fans are connected with each other more than ever, they can plan out how they demand for their wishes to be fulfilled. Social media allows people to share their ideas across continents to plan strategies. Whether or not this is justified is purely opinionated. It could be said that the idea that fans are owed something by the creators is preposterous, and they should just be grateful that they received the media that their fan base is grounded upon in the first place. Especially with fans sending death threats to creators unless they get what they want is unjustifiable, no matter which angle you look at it. However, it could be said that creators should let fans see what they want to see, as it would be great from a business standpoint. A great opportunity to make more money off of the community by producing what they want to see and allowing them to pay for it.
A popular example of fan power comes from the Rick and Morty fan base. In an episode of the show, the protagonists go back in time to enjoy a sauce sold at McDonald's in America at the time, called Chez Swan sauce, which has been discontinued in the present day. After this episode aired, many videos began to appear online of extremist fans of the show, visiting McDonald's stores and screaming, shouting, standing on the tables and generally making an unnecessary scene, demanding the notorious sauce, taking their disappointment out on the staff. Granted, many of these people were acting in a satirical manner, but was it necessary to terrorize the innocent stuff to be a part of an inside joke that very little people understand? These fans think that because they are so dedicated, they should be entitled to more than the average person is. In this case, being allowed to make the workday a living hell for good working people. This is one of the reasons why people not part of fandoms in society are so alienated by those who are. They overgeneralize based on the kinds of people seen in this example, and assume that all people part of all fandoms are warped and are just obsessed. They give the rest of the fanbase a bad name and cause segregation between themselves and wider society at the sake of a joke that only a fraction of the people watching will understand. Fan participation is key for a fan culture to flourish. According to the fans themselves, true fans are those who attend conventions, create fan fictions, and cosplay as their favourite characters. These conventions are usually held in community buildings or areas where the fans are free to partake in their fan activities without the fear of being judged for being too nerdy by the outside world. However, it isn't just superhero, cartoon and fictional characters that cause people to congregate in numbers to show their pride for their shared interest. Sports fans fit into this category too. For example, fans of a football team would all go to the games together, wear the colours and symbols associated with their teams, and do their best to take part in activities outside of the football games themselves, such as trying to get autographs from their favourite players. Although it is deemed more socially acceptable to wear a football shirt in public than it is to dress up as your favourite cartoon character, these things are the same. The internet has massively changed how fans participate with one another. With instant communication, geolocation, and internet searches all available to everyone, fans are able to talk with other like-minded fans, see where the nearest convention dedicated to them is being hosted, and share their memories or ideas about this event instantly with other fans to increase its popularity. A real-world example of how the internet has changed the fan scene is Pottermore. This is an online site which allows fans of the Harry Potter series to communicate with each other, play along with all the events seen in the films and the books, such as seeing which Hogwarts house you fit into. There are also countless forums on websites like Tumblr and Reddit, which are dedicated to fans made by fans. These platforms allow fans to share their ideas, fan fictions and costumes with other fans all across the globe. Henry Jenkins is the pioneer of spreadable media. He describes it as a way of referring to the potential, both technical and cultural, for audience to share content for their own purposes, sometimes with the permission of the rights holders, sometimes against their wishes. This links back to the idea that the internet has accelerated the ability for fans to share content for their own purposes. This, again, could be anything from their own spin on the original text, to a review, to a translation of the original text to a different media platform. This helps the progress of fan culture untold amounts. In untold amounts and is great news for fans of a certain series. If the person is craving more Game of Thrones, they can look online for work published by others to satisfy their need. In summary, fan culture is more important than ever in modern society to those who engage with it. It is an integral part of their lives. It is also very beneficial to the businesses, companies and corporations that produce these TV shows and other series.
Thank you for watching.